Yeah, let's get on the update first. I have been sick for the past few days, so I haven't been able to stream. I haven't been able to stream or anything because I've been sick. Also, my thing reset a little bit, so I'm gonna just be like, "Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Abby Vlogs." Um, I haven't been on lately because I've been sick, as I said prior. I have been sick. I haven't been feeling well for the past couple days, and yeah. Unfortunately, my friend isn't going to be able to join stream tonight because he is hosting a uh, sir. He's hosting a server event tonight, and he completely forgot to tell me, but that is a-okay. I don't mind. But yeah, I've also been really, really into this. It's not a new franchise; it's like an old franchise. The Scream movies with Ghostface. And so I've been like super into that. So I've been super, super into that lately. I want to watch all the movies. I haven't watched them all fully. I mean, I've seen people react to them on YouTube, but you can only watch bits and pieces because of copyright. But I love the movies. They're so good. I want to watch them all though. I want to get all the movies though. I want to get like 1 to 6 because 7 just came out to theaters back in February. But I do want to like watch them all because I really want to watch them. But yeah. Let's get right into it then. Tonight I will be reading chapter 10 and a special feature of the unofficial Harry Potter Companion, an in-depth exploration of Volume 1 Sorcerer's Stone. So, let's get into it. Chapter 10, Halloween. Summary. Oh, I'm glad I didn't hit anything. Thought I hit something. Summary. After an exciting adventure with the three-headed dog, Harry and Ron are eager for whatever adventure might come next. Harry even... Sorry. Harry even one-ups Malfoy with the arrival of his new Nimbus 2000 broomstick. A great first training session with an utterly thrilled Oliver Wood starts Harry's Quidditch career, and the school year begins to progress rather quickly. On Halloween, Hermione overhears Ron making fun of her, and she runs crying to the bathroom for the rest of the afternoon. That night, a dangerous encounter with a troll in the bathroom leads to a new friendship between Harry, Ron, and Hermione. You can't go through taking on a troll without becoming friends, after all. As Harry happily settles into life at Hogwarts, he begins to face challenges and find allies. The first challenge and the newest ally become part and parcel with one event, the arrival of a troll. Up to this point, Harry and Ron have been thoroughly annoyed with the rigid know-it-all Hermione. Ron finally loses his temper at her following a charms lesson, even going so far as to mention that she has no friends. Understandably, this outburst proves so upsetting to Hermione that she spends the afternoon crying in the girls' bathroom and misses several classes. For readers who know Hermione, it can be difficult to read this moment knowing how painful her lack of friendships is to her at this point in the series. Hermione is brilliant, yes, but she is also a tad socially awkward as she tries to prove she is worthy of studying at Hogwarts. As a Muggle-born, Hermione feels out of place in the way Harry did when he first boarded the Hogwarts Express. Unlike Harry, Hermione doesn't have the benefit of fame to help her form friendships. Hermione's bossier tendencies stem from trying to help others and in some ways relieve her own anxieties. In her first appearance in the series, she helps Neville, a boy she just met, search high and low for his lost toad. In this chapter, she tries to help Ron grasp the antiquary series of a spell he is clearly struggling with. Oh, God. And while she may not know exactly how to best go about it, it's clear her heart is in the right place. For his part, Ron is without a doubt cruel in his treatment of Hermione, but soon comes to understand how his words affect her. Whether his realization hits when she hurries past him in tears or when he overhears Par- Parvati Patil telling Lavender Brown how Hermione was crying in the bathroom and asked to be left alone, Ron's guilt begins to build. The author explains how Ron looks uncomfortable and awkward when confronted with the emotional aftermath of his comments. Ron has a good heart, he knows he's crossed a line and feels bad about it. He manages to redeem himself, however, when he finally masters Wingardium Leviosa and uses the spell to save Hermione from the troll. This is a precursor to the way Ron and Hermione will both challenge and support each other as their friendship and eventual romantic relationship progresses. This chapter takes place on Halloween, a significant night in the series as a whole and in the folklore incorporated into the books. As a holiday so strongly associated with witchcraft, it's only logical that it would be a special night worth celebrating in the wizarding world. Halloween plays a major role in Harry's life as well as it was the night his parents died. This year, however, it will be known as the night Harry, Ron, and Hermione have their first big adventure together, solidifying their bond as best friends for life. The incident with the troll is the first major challenge the trio faces as a team. In true Gryffindor fashion, it is a feat of bravery that brings them together, combining their skills and compromising on their differences bonds them even further. Harry, while undoubtedly reckless, is good at reading a situation and using any means available to solve a problem. It's his empathy and desire to look after others that push him to insist he and Ron should pursue the troll in the first place. Ron finds himself humbly needing Hermione's prior advice to perform the spell, but is able to maneuver to success. He finds new confidence that helps him take on a challenge outside of the safety of the classroom, and he thrives with that. By lying to Professor McGonagall about why she wound up alone with the troll, Hermione clearly finds a way to get the trio out of any trouble, even if it means sacrificing her own image in the process. The beginnings of this friendship mean more to her than the academic perfection she has thus far strived for. By working together, they all find success, exemplifying one of the great themes of the series. Harry never faces danger alone. He always has his friends backing him up and helping him, something he acknowledges all along. Meanwhile, other people at Hogwarts are also planning great feats, though far less heroic. In this chapter, we get one of our first red herrings about Snape when he is seen heading toward the third floor corridor. The use of this deception is clever, as the reader has been conditioned to suspect Snape from the first introduction, and since this is a children's book, it should follow that the most obvious suspect is the villain. However, careful readers will notice Quirrell is another person who always seems to be around whenever significant events take place. Suspicion of Quirrell is subtle and therefore makes the reveal at the end more satisfying. We should have seen it coming, but we didn't. This subterfuge and the desire to see the pieces that led to the final result fall into place is part of the draw in rereading the series, and one of the reasons why so many readers come back time and time again. As Harry faces his first challenges and makes new allies, we also see him settling into his place within Gryffindor House, namely by joining the Gryffindor Quidditch team. Harry picks up on the game quickly. It's also something he feels that he can succeed at through his own merit and skill rather than relying on luck. The Quidditch pitch is a place where he can be himself and take pride in his accomplishments, and the Gryffindor team is a group whose support gives him strength. Oliver Wood, ever the enthusiastic captain, is impressed with everything from Harry's flying skills to his improvised beater abilities, and most of all his rudimentary seeking skills, which Oliver puts to the test by throwing golf balls into the air for Harry to catch. Oliver's dream of winning the Quidditch Cup will engulf Harry for the next few years as well. And then we will go back to the beginning. Did you know there are 2 times in the series where Hermione is not speaking to both Harry and Ron, and both instances are instigated by the arrival of a new broom? Ring theory. A mysterious package is the topic of conversation in chapters 8 and 10, but the first being the grubby little package that was taken from the Gringotts vault, and the second being the long, thin package that is obviously Harry's Nimbus 2000. Timeline, September 13th to the 20th. September 13th, morning. Harry and Ron are excited about their midnight adventure. September 20th, Harry receives a Nimbus 2000 broomstick in the mail. After breakfast, Harry and Ron go to open the broomstick. Professor Flitwick stops a confrontation the friends have with Malfoy. 7 p.m. Harry has his first Quidditch training with Oliver Wood. Around 7:30 p.m., Harry and Oliver finish their training session. Oliver declares they will win the Quidditch Cup this year. And then here's the pages. Did you know Halloween is very important in this series? Harry's parents are murdered on that day, and important plot points take place on Halloween in the first 4 novels. Consider this. Do you agree with Hermione's point that Harry should not have been rewarded with a broomstick for breaking the rules? I mean, in a way, it's an agree to disagree, really. If you really think about it, it's an agree to disagree. So, it whatever floats your boat, I guess. Timeline, October 31st. October 31st, morning. In Charms class, students learn Wingardium Leviosa. Ron is unhappy about being paired with Hermione. After Charms, Ron insults Hermione behind her back. She overhears and runs off crying to the bathroom. Dinner. Hermione hasn't been seen all afternoon. Professor Quirrell runs into the Great Hall to declare there's a troll in the dungeons. As students are escorted to their dormitories, Harry and Ron go looking for Hermione. Snape is seen headed for the 3rd floor corridor. Harry and Ron save Hermione from the troll, establishing their bond. From the podcast, the author is realistic in the portrayal of friendship. It's not idolized. It's not all happy best friends for life. Nothing can tear us apart. The friendships have ups and downs, but they do have fun together, and they have these challenges they face as a unit. And that's the mark of true friendship. It's overcoming the obstacles, whether they are a mountain or whether they are a mountain troll or whether they are just an argument among friends. Rosie said this in episode 5 of Aloha. Beyond the books. The author invented Quidditch in Manchester after having a fight with her boyfriend and has stated in multiple interviews that she likes the violence of it, which probably has to do with the state of mind she was in when inventing it. But the sport wasn't only about letting off steam. She was also pondering the things that hold a society together, cause it to congregate, and signify its particular character. That's when the author knew the series needed a sport. She wanted its name to start with a Q, and when she landed on Quidditch, she knew she'd created the perfect word for this violent, fun, exhilarating game. Ring theory. Harry gets a letter in the morning outpost and parallel chapters, one from McGonagall in chapter 10 and one from Hagrid in chapter 8. And there's the pages. Magical theory. Are brooms similar to wands? Can they think to a degree, or are they purely reactionary to the user? Honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, in a way, I think they have a mind of their own. Because look at what Neville did. Back in like chapter 8, 9, I think it was. I think it was 9. Yeah, it was back in chapter 9. Ring theory. On their first day of classes back in chapter 8, Ron and Harry accidentally attempt to get into the locked third floor corridor, are accosted by Filch, and then rescued by Quirrell, who coincidentally happens to be wandering by. Snape runs up to that exact door in an attempt to catch Quirrell in chapter 10. Fandom. Troll in the Dungeon has become a beloved catchphrase in the fandom due to the comedic performance of Ian Hart, who played Quirrell, in the film adaptation. Many jokes have been created about the fact that the professors don't seem to realize that ordering the Slytherins to return to their dungeon dormitory puts them in the direct path of the troll. Meanwhile, elsewhere, while the Hogwarts staff head toward the dungeons to seek out and neutralize the troll, Professor Quirrell is heading to the third floor corridor to try and steal the Sorcerer's Stone. Professor Snape, who already suspects Quirrell is up to no good, is hot on his heels. Consider this. Quirrell was the Muggle studies teacher prior to moving to Defense Against the Dark Arts, a position which, as we found out in Half-Blood Prince, may have been cursed by Lord Voldemort. Dumbledore knew Quirrell had traveled to Albania, where he also suspected Lord Voldemort was lying in wait. Do you think moving Quirrell to the DADA position was purposeful and potentially an attempt by Dumbledore to rid Hogwarts of the professor? I think, but I'm not positive. Did you know in this chapter we see the first instance of Trevor the Toad being used by a teacher to demonstrate a magical concept? Unfortunately, the other instance is far more traumatizing than being sent flying around a room. And there is the pages. Gonna take a quick little break to rest up my throat, and I'm gonna go grab a drink. And I just need to stretch my legs a little. Alrighty. I am back. And now we will get into the special feature quality Quidditch commentaries. Quidditch is easy enough to understand, begins Oliver Wood. Yes, Quidditch may seem simple, but the details of the game and its symbolic meaning have been up for debate among readers since its inception. Though on the surface, Quidditch might appear like a magical, if relatively straightforward, broom-based game, it is steeped with symbolism. Each team has 7 players representing the most magical number. There are 3 chasers and 3 hoops for each side, another number that plays a significant role in the series throughout Harry's time on the team. Gryffindor's chasers are all women with Angelina Johnson, Alicia Spinnet, and Katie Bell, often seen as a trio prior to Ginny Weasley and Demelza Robbins joining the team. The tradition of a trio of witches often represents fate, power, or destiny, adding symbolic weight to the presentation of the Gryffindor team. Unlike many Muggle sports, Quidditch is unique in that it is co-ed. During Harry's time, the Gryffindor team keeps roughly equal numbers of boys and girls with no consideration of gender during tryouts. Conversely, it is specifically noted that the Slytherin team has no girls on its roster, contributing further to a sense of misogyny in the house. Ravenclaw, for its part, has only one confirmed female on the team, which could speak to something similar, though without further information we can't make a final judgment. Broomsticks in the Harry Potter series have a particular association with popularity and jealousy. Our introduction to Broomsticks in Diagon Alley is a group of young boys fawning over the newest model, much like their Muggle counterparts would for a popular game or new bicycle. At the same time, however, broomsticks are traditionally associated with female witches in that brooms are a common domestic household item. Perhaps the author was trying to make broomsticks cool or more gender neutral by counteracting this traditional association. The jealousy and competition these brooms cause is a classic school element, especially for those considered jocks. Harry's Nimbus 2000 and later Firebolt are seen as top of the line, admired by all, and are a cause of envy among his rivals. Malfoy attempts to mimic that admiration with the purchase of a fleet of new Nimbus 2001 for the Slytherin players, an act which also serves as his ticket onto the team. Furthermore, at the start of this book, Hermione and Neville struggle to make friends and struggle to control a broom in their first flying lesson. Clearly, they are not meant to be admired in this way. Ron's quest for independent popularity is highlighted through his tumultuous career with Quidditch. Oh my, sorry. My eye's a little dry. And though Harry is rarely seen as a traditional jock character, he does meet the criteria for your standard teen sports star lead character. The most unusual element of Quidditch, aside from the fact that it involves flying, has to be the enchanted set of balls. Many Muggle sports could technically be played in the air if the players could fly, but the addition of sports equipment enchanted to have the sentient-like behavior ups the stakes, bringing the chaos of Quidditch to an exciting new level. The Bludgers, whose entire purpose is to violently knock players off their brooms and take them out of the game, highlight the brutality of many contact sports while also representing teenage angst and anger. It is interesting that during Harry's early years on the team, the Gryffindor beaters are not brutish and violent as those on other teams. Instead, we get the Weasley twins who prefer to fight with jokes and wit. The quaffle, the least magical ball, allows the focus to remain on the skill of the chasers. The snitch, made of precious metals and untouched prior to the gameplay, is so powerful that it makes very little sense within a functional sport, even though it is sought after as the prize of the game. Its small wings, delicate ornate patterns, and golden shine make it an angelic presence, often appearing when Harry needs hope, a symbol that will develop as the series progresses. Harry's prowess as a seeker is significant. He is playing his own game as he pursues his destiny to destroy the elusive Voldemort. He is set apart. Seekers are revered members of a team, and the duration of the game depends on them. Their goal is different from the other members of the team who are concerned with scoring with the quaffle, but the success and failure of the Seeker impacts the entire team. This mirrors Harry's situation through day to day. His struggles do not affect the entire wizarding world. The outcome of his battle with the Dark Lord will. In fact, many of the most important Quidditch games mirror significant events in each book. Though the author admitted that she didn't much enjoy writing the Quidditch scenes, the sport is undoubtedly one of the most recognizable and influential parts of the series. In the years since it was first introduced, many readers have found themselves enthusiastic fans, though whether any of them can match the obsession of Oliver Wood is still up for debate. And then here are the pages. And then in the next stream, which will be on Sunday, we will get into chapter 11, which is Quidditch. And then next Tuesday, we will get into chapter 12 and a special feature. So every time there's a special feature, it'll be two. It'll be two things that we'll be reading. But yeah, that concludes our stream for the night. So yeah, that is about all that'll be for the stream. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye. Have a good night.